Hey y'all, it's Meso here in the kitchen with Lee.
Lee, that's right.
How you doing, Lee?
I'm doing great.
Good, good. I'm glad you decided to come back one more time with me.
Yeah.
To record.
I see things are a little different. The kitchen is clean because it's dark and the microwave light is on.
The kitchen is closed.
Yep. And
exactly.
We got some new stuff too, some new technology.
Oh yeah. So yes, exactly. What do we have?
That was just a Yeti.
Oh, the microphone. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Well, you have talked about my sound for several years now.
Yeah.
That my sound is never good, not good. It's kind of crackly and kind of staticky.
Yeah.
And so I hope this works. I hope this is good sound. Mm-hmm.
And we got a candle.
Oh, candles. Yeah.
One of your favorite things. Meso is one of Meso's favorite things.
Right. Well, that's part of the new merch that I'm gonna be having. And my candles. Mm-hmm. And so, when I really like candles is I like to just after a day of cooking in your kitchen, just sort of, it smelled good while you were cooking it, but you don't want to lay down, or you don't want to just after it's done, you don't want to still keep smelling those smells. Mm-hmm. I like to light a candle.
So what type of scents? Like some people with candles, right? They like fruity scents. I've seen candles that smell like banana pie and pecan pie, and then they got the kind that smells like flowers and fresh linen and stuff. What do you prefer?
I think I'm probably more of a flower person, and linen and those kind of smells. Now, the reason I say that is because if it's going to be like apple pie and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to get hungry. So,
you'll be back in the kitchen.
I'll be back in the kitchen. It won't be a relaxing, restful time for me. Mm-hmm. I will be back in the kitchen, or I'll be hungry, or I'll get a certain amount of anxiety, I would say, about,
right.
But I also probably start thinking about what I can cook if it smells like an apple pie or something like that. I'm like, I hadn't made an apple cobbler in a while, so I'm going to make an apple cobbler. But I think I would prefer just the violets and just the flowery smells. Yeah. But hey, I like candles. Period. In the Meso line of candles, we're going to start with 4 scents. It's going to be like a lilac, and I can't remember what all it is, but they're about 4 scents. And then when the holidays come, we're going to also have then some pumpkin, cinnamon,
seasonal
that kind of stuff, some seasonal stuff. Yeah. So that's the plan for that. But I do love candles. So after you cook and you relax, that's a good time for your candles to kind of clean your air back up.
Yeah. And
to get you back right, get you rested.
I'm kind of obsessed with candles too. I like candle lighting. I like just the way it looks.
You love candles, so you do, and you dump a lot of money on candles. You spend a lot of money on candles.
I got a few hookups. I get them for the cheap.
Okay. But, I was gonna say, you gonna start buying your candles from Meso?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I need that's a new hookup.
That's a hookup. Yeah. Well, that I love candles. Most people do. I think most people do like candles, right. But so yeah, we're gonna be doing that, and I think we already maybe last time did touch upon. Merch we're going to have. Mm-hmm. We are going to have, I won't talk about that, but anyway, some really nice stuff and really high-end stuff. Yeah. Not any little cheap stuff that's going to fall apart, but really, I should say well-made stuff, not high-end, because high-end depends on what you think high-end is, right. But well-made, real stuff that I'm really proud of.
High-end doesn't have to mean expensive.
No, it does not.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on who you're talking to, though. But no, high-end does not have to mean expensive. When I say high-end, I'm talking about well-made, and you know me, expensive doesn't impress me so much. Mm-hmm. Like there are people that are like, I got this purse, and this purse cost me $2,000. Well, I'm the kind of person like, I got this purse that looks like it cost $2,000, but guess what? I got $1,900 in my bag. I'd rather have the money, so I don't really care about high end in that sense, but I just like it to be very usable, well made.
I hate to go off on a tangent.
Oh, tangent.
But you remember when I used to when I was buying those really nice shoes off eBay?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I was doing was I liked to wear really nice dress shoes to work, and eBay you can buy like used really high end dress shoes. Like dress shoes that cost $600-700 brand new.
I remember that.
And you can get them for like $50, because they've been used. So I was buying them left and right, and then one day it dawned on me that these were probably shoes of people who have passed away.
Oh, probably so.
Right, because why else would you sell shoes?
Well, I thought it was just probably somebody that liked to take the plunge and buy those real expensive shoes.
And they would get new shoes.
Yeah, and they wear them a while and they just say.
I like to think that.
But you know what? Anybody who would buy those shoes at that price, they probably don't care about reselling them. You know, so it might be somebody did.
So ever since then, I haven't really worn those shoes.
How'd they feel on your feet? Did your feet go numb or get cold or anything like that?
Right. I start hearing voices when I put them on.
You don't buy them anymore then?
No, I still got about 3 pairs, but I don't wear them anymore.
Has that been like 10 years ago, maybe?
Not quite. Since Ava's been born, so probably within less than 10.
Less than 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I said that was a tangent. That's got nothing to do with.
So you're done with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Are you opposed to wearing dead people's things?
It doesn't feel right. It just feels like you. Doesn't feel right. All right, so we got some topics to talk about.
Okay. I hope one of the things that we get to is to answer some questions. I think I touched on this last time. I get so many comments. I have always answered all my comments myself, and I used to answer all of them, and I can't now. I feel so bad. I read every one of them. I read every question. If it's a question, I try to make sure I answer that one first. But I just still can't do it because I get so many. I have so many comments, and just can't get to it. So what I want to do is try to get some of the comments, especially if they're questions, but get some of the comments here on a video. Maybe I can do this once a week or something like that. You know?
Yeah, and that's a great idea too. You can tell your viewers. I mean, if you got questions, feel free to throw them in the comments, and we'll try to get to them in the video format. So. Oh
yeah, I would love that. If you have questions, just put them in the comments because I always read the comments.
Are you ready for the first one?
Yes, I am.
All right, so the first one is from account It's Your Girl 2.
It's Your Girl. Okay, It's Your Girl 2. Uh-huh.
Familiar with that one?
I'm familiar with that name. Mm-hmm.
She wants to know how would you make the honey ginger salmon without a grill? So I guess it's a video. Yeah, the one the video.
On that video, the honey ginger salmon glazed, honey ginger glazed salmon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, on that one I smoked it. I used my Traeger and I smoked it really nice, really good smoke. And so she's talking about how could she get that same result without having a smoker, or did she say smoker or a grill?
Without a grill.
Without a grill, so I'm sure she certainly means without a smoker. Mm-hmm. So there are, honey, there's always 2 or 3 ways to skin a cat. And so what you do, the approach that you take to this is you can still cook that salmon. You can cook that salmon on top of your stove in some oil, skin side down first, and let it cook on that skin side for, depends on how thick your salmon is. But I'm just going to throw it out there maybe 5-6 minutes on that first side. And then you turn it over, so on your side that does not have the skin on it, you're not going to cook it very long on that, just maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And of course, all of that is dependent upon your taste. How done do you like your salmon? Now, I don't eat, do you eat rare salmon?
No.
I don't eat rare seafood, period. So I like mine done. And then you guys that know me, I'm all about the brown. I like my stuff a little extra brown. So when I'm doing crispy and crunchy, that's what I like, crispy and crunchy. Mm-hmm. And on the inside, whatever I'm eating, usually I like for it to be smooth, creamy, and soft. Right. But the outside and the edges, I want to be crispy and crunchy. So it's your girl. So you can do that. You can do yours on the stove. You can also do it in the oven. Now that's going to make just some good salmon, and put the rest of the seasonings on there, the ginger and the honey. But if you want that smoky taste, you can also buy liquid smoke. And I don't think that liquid smoke is unhealthy for you. I can't remember right now how it's made.
It's made from real smoke, from what I heard.
Made from wood.
Some kind of way they make it from smoke.
I know, but I just can't remember it right now. But I think it's okay. Yeah. Put a few drops of the liquid smoke on there if you want yours smoky. So go ahead and put that. Still do it in the oven. Do it on top of the stove. Either way, you're gonna have some good salmon honey. Just make sure that salmon is fresh. You know, you don't want to take when you take it out of the pack, it's already smelling. Don't want to smell it that much, but you want it to be good and fresh, and you'll have some very good salmon. Don't overcook it. Don't cook it too long. Yeah. I cook my stuff brown. I like mine brown, but I don't like to overcook it where it's dry on the inside.
Do you marinate
That's a big
salmon?
no-no. Salmon, well, I did marinate the honey ginger salmon, and it's okay to marinate salmon but if I'm depending on what I'm marinating in, the honey and the ginger, I think you say that you marinate that honey and ginger at least 4 hours. But in my case, on that video, I believe that I had something to do and I wound up marinating it overnight, and that's okay for salmon is a big, robust, strong fish,
right?
And that's okay. But a lot of times you don't marinate fish very long, and especially if what you're marinated in has some vinegar or in something acidic like that, and you don't want to let that stay too long because the fish will start to break down.
Oh, right.
So
right.
yeah, you don't want that. So I'd say depending on and some fish they're more delicate than other fishes are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if it's salmon's pretty hardy, but just I guess just make a rule of thumb, maybe no more than an hour. Or even 20 minutes on some very light. If it's a very small piece of fish, very light, very delicate, or very white fish, then you don't want to do that too long.
I can definitely relate to the not being able to grill, because where I live, they don't allow open flames in the community. So, you kind of got to find workarounds. I actually have a cold smoke machine. I don't know if I told you about that. You know what cold smoking is?
No, I don't think so.
So basically, it's a little device. It's probably about the height of a water bottle, something like that. And you put wood chips in the top of it, and you light the wood chips, and it's got a fan underneath it that sucks air through the wood chips and blows it into wherever. So you could have a Tupperware container with your meat, and it just blows the smoke in there, and you can actually pre-smoke your meats.
So there's no heat involved.
There's
it's
no
just
heat.
Smoking it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
People have used them to smoke cheese even. You can put like a block of cheese in there. Yeah. So I've only used it like a time or two.
It's called what?
A cold smoke machine.
Where'd you get yours? Amazon?
Amazon.
Yeah,
of course Amazon.
Okay, we're not doing any commercials for Amazon. Because Amazon's not paying me anything. But okay, I'm really kind of kidding about that, but not so much. But kind of because... anyway, but that sounds like a good thing. I have never seen that, but it sounds like a good way to smoke a lot of things that you wouldn't. Yeah. I mean, you could smoke an egg or something. There's some things that you wouldn't normally smoke because you don't have that heat involved. So that's a really cool thing.
Right. I haven't found a good way though, like a good container for it. Just because I haven't made the investment, but yeah. So that's really what I need. Just a really good container to put my meat or whatever in, and some racks, and so yeah, you can.
Oh, that sounds cool.
All right. So next question.
Question.
We're talking about some substitutions for crab boils. You got a lot of people who love your crab boil videos.
Yeah. And I've seen that a lot in the comments where people will say that's an expensive meal, and that's I'd like to do that, but I can't afford to do that. I have a couple. So they want some how-tos. What can you do?
Yeah, some substitutions to kind of bring that price down a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I certainly know about that, how to do that. But if you are doing a crab boil, the first one thing to think about is yourself. Be kind of selfish. You deserve that crab boil, so cut your number of people down that you're going to serve. So like maybe serve you and your guy or you and your girl, and
crab boil ain't for just everybody.
No, crab boil. No, that's you got to start already. You got to start prioritizing your.
You get invited. People say invited into the picnic. If you get invited to the crab boil,
you in the family. You are because you don't. if you're having a now, I have had, of course, because I like to feed people. I have had crab boil and have a lot of that, but I have the crab boil and have a lot of people. But I also have a lot of other food, and other good food. So they are not just everybody going for the crab boil.
Bring your own crabs.
That's an idea. I've never had that, but that's an idea.
Bring your own.
You come and you have your bag of crabs and shrimp or whatever it is you want.
Stop by Kroger.
That's right, and then I got the water for you. I got the.
Yep.
I got.
Bring your corn and potatoes.
Bring your own corn. Yes. There. So yeah. So a friend of mine wanted to do a crab boil, and actually she was kind of new at cooking, but anyway, she wanted to do a crab boil, and so we were all going to go to a certain event, and she's like, well, I think a crab boil would be great, and yada yada yada, and I like the way you make your crab boil, and I was like, oh, okay, it probably would be good. Now, you sure the people like seafood? And
right.
Yeah, there are some there that like seafood. I've already even taken a little tally, and we know that we have at least, I think it was like 15, 16 people that do like seafood, and I said, okay, that's great. That's great. So she's like, well, you want to go in with me and do it? I'm like, I don't mind. Sure. That's great. And so the first thing is then she called me back and she said, would you get the shrimp? Would you just take care of the shrimp? And you can get a bag of, I forgot what size pounds that she said, for such an amount for about $9. I said, I don't know where you can get the amount for $9. Not that amount. So it's going to be a little bit more than that. But probably I'll get enough. I'll probably get about $20, $25 worth. And so I'll bring that. And she's like, okay. She was like, great, great, great. So then a day or two later, she called me and she asked me would I also bring the sausages, bring some sausages. And I'm like, okay, yes, I sure will. I'll bring the sausages, And so then this event is probably like 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
So then she called me back and she asked me to would I bring would I bring the what was it? Oh, would I bring the corn?
You bringing the crab boil?
Yeah, I was thinking, well, okay, yeah, I will. So I bring it. And so I can't remember. I think she was supposed to get the crab, I believe, or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And then so I'm thinking I'm bringing quite a bit of this boil. Right. So anyway, long story short, like the day before or the day of, she called me and asked me would I pick up the potatoes. And so
garlic bread too?
No, she didn't ask me, but just the potatoes. And I'm like, okay, now all right, let's see where we're going with this. So when we got at the event, the crab boil had no crabs in it because she didn't get any crabs. She didn't get her crabs. And then she, the potatoes, the corn, all that was stuff that I brought. And then Anyway, so that didn't work too good. My husband laughed about this. He always says that when you say you're going to make, somebody says they're going to make nail soup, and it's a story, I think, from somebody who's years ago, they were very hungry, and everybody was hungry, and he's like, look, I can make some great nail soup, and you don't have to be nail soup, and nail, like you hammer with a nail, I can make some nail soup. They were like, can you eat it? Is it real? You can eat it. It's delicious. It's delicious. I'll make it for everybody. We'll all sit down. We'll have this big meal. And I said, okay, so he gets the water and he starts cooking the water, boiling the water, and he throws a nail over in the thing. And people are amazed. They're like, well, how's he going to do that? We're going to all eat. We're going to eat good. And then he looks over and he says, so Miss Padmore, would you mind, I hear you have some green beans at your house? I do have green beans, but that's all that I have. Would you go get your green beans? And we'll just kind of add that to the nail soup. Mm-hmm. And she said, okay. So she got up and she left. She went to get the green beans, and he looked at somebody else and do you have some potatoes? They said, yeah. He said, would you go get the potatoes? That would really enhance the nail soup. And they went and got the potatoes, and then, but before long, he had sent everybody to get potatoes, tomatoes, onions,
beans, greens,
everything, you name it. And he started putting all this stuff in the pot. So now you got a pot full of vegetables. But where's the nail at? Where's the nail at? So then he's bragging. He's bragging about, I told you I could do it. I told you I could do it. Nail soup. If you don't ever have to be hungry, just remember nail soup. And so the thing there was, and I can't tell like my husband because I really probably forgot the point. But the thing there was that he said nail soup that he was going to make, but he had everybody else to bring all the other items. Yeah, all the other ingredients. So it's more like get a friend to help you make some soup.
Yeah.
It's more like that. So yeah, but that's funny. But you may know me truthfully when it comes to cooking and having fun with food. If I have the money, I never mind, because those memories that you make and those friendships and that love that you share over food, the laughter, the love, the food, the smells, all of it. That's part of the fabric and the canvas of your life. Mm-hmm. And those will be memories that you'll have always. So you'll always have those. So I don't really care, as much. I don't care very much about that. I always like to chip in and help out with food.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you're very generous.
Oh, did I say so? What was the person? What did the person ask? I
told some substitutes to bring down the price of.
Oh Lord. Okay. Okay, let's see. So some substitutes. Yeah, I went everywhere with that. All right, but here's what you can do. Again, you get a friend to help you. You trick somebody into bringing this stuff for you. But no. But here's what you can do. So go with the cheaper items. I was saying, just first of all, be selfish and have it for you and your partner, and then for the children, don't cheat the children, but give the children something they really, really love. And for most kids, it might be pizza, it might be whatever, but give them that, fix that for them, and then fix this for you, the crab boil. The next thing is do it just for yourself. You don't have to have you're special, and so I really believe in it's important to have times that you make yourself feel special, and you let yourself know you appreciate you appreciate and who you are. The next thing is go for the cheaper items, so there's sausage in crab boil. Load yours up with sausage. That's one of the cheaper meats. Just load yours, have yours really full of sausage. Every scoop, you're going to get a bunch of sausages. And then probably of that seafood, the shrimp would be probably the cheaper one.
Yeah.
But when I cook them, I use the really big shrimp. But you don't have to use big. Get the smaller shrimp.
The 60 to 80 counts.
Usually I save that for dip or something. But yeah, actually you can do that. You can use I don't know about the 68. I don't know. But yeah, you can just get the smaller shrimp, and then let's say you got more sausage. Put in lots of corn, lots of potatoes, but use the smaller shrimp. And also, if push comes to shove, you can also use the. I don't know, why do people pretend that they never eat that imitation crab? People don't like to say that.
Yeah.
That imitation crab is there for a reason. It's not crab meat, but it is fish. It's made from a
sweet.
fish.
It's sweet,
and
tasting.
it's sort of sweet. Yeah, it's sweet.
So I'd be interested to see how that would taste with that.
Well, you can put I've never done it, but I'm sure you could put that into a crab boil. And what you would do, you make sure everything is done. Your potatoes are done. Your corn, everything is done, because you're not going to add your meat anyway until the very last minute.
Right.
So like 7-8 minutes before it's finished, then you put your shrimp in. But then you wait right there until you're ready to turn it off, and you can put big pieces of that crab meat in there, and then shut it off, or even turn it off and then put the crab meat in there, because all you want that crab meat to do is pick up those good flavors.
Yeah,
and like I use Zatarain's and a lot of so you want to have not just water, of course. You want to have your water very flavored. And also, before you ever start adding anything, taste your water. If your water doesn't taste good, then the meat is not going to taste good. The potatoes are not going to taste good. So use lots of butter, lots of garlic. I've got one. I'm going to do another one though, where I haven't done one yet, where I actually start with my roux. I like that better because the reason I like it is that it lets that, when you pick your potato, you pick your stuff up out of it, it sort of sticks to it instead of all of it run off, and then you just get it sort of sticks
like
to the meat, right? It's sort of like a little bit of a gravy. But yeah, go ahead and do that, and use your imitation crab, but just don't let it stay in it, because you don't have to break up all through there. You just use your imitation crab meat, put it in, take it right back out, and eat that and have a good time, and thank God for what you have today. And then I think as we're more and more thankful, you'll have more and more. The more thankful you are, the more things that you'll have. There's never a shortage, really, where
cool
giving back where God is concerned.
Right.
I don't want to get preachy. That's why I just kind of took my time on that one.
All right, so we got another comment. This was on your video, how to fix Southern oven fried pork chops. So the comment was from Shanae.
Lord, I can't see over there.
It's CHANNII _S Corner.
Shawnee's
Corner. Yeah, Shawnee's Corner.
Hey, Shawnee.
The question is, hi, Meso. Looked up how to make pork chops in the oven and came up on your video. If I don't have any cornstarch, can I use flour as a substitute and still cook it in the oven?
Absolutely, you can. You're a smart girl. Yes, you can. Just about anything that you can use, or most things that you can use flour, or they're either interchangeable. You can use cornstarch. So especially in this recipe that you're talking about, you can use that cornstarch. And I suspect you know a whole lot about cooking because you knew the answer to that already. But yes, use that cornstarch if you don't have it. Okay. I use it. Well, she had cornstarch.
She wouldn't use flour.
Yeah, use your cornstarch if you don't have flour. Yeah. She had cornstarch. She wanted to use flour.
Yes.
Either way, either or, babe, it works.
Cornstarch would be what, like a low carb? That'd be the only difference.
Cornstarch might be a little lower in carb, but not real. Cornstarch has still got carbs.
Okay.
So if I'm on a low carb diet, I cannot have cornstarch.
Oh, it was baking powder. That's what I've heard people use.
Yes. So if you sprinkle it on something and sort of fry it, and you can use some baking powder in some things. To me, it alters the taste a little bit, but not so much that you won't eat it. That's going to make it bad. But if you're talking about carbs, whole nother ball game.
I like the people who ask the questions that are like about what do you do if you don't have the money for this? Because
I love that.
Yeah, that's great.
I love that.
So
Because I don't like a recipe when people give you recipes, and I think we were talking about that a little bit earlier today.
Yeah.
And you give me a whole lot of stuff, and you got to use this, and you have to use that, and go to the store and get
Go
this.
drive to this farmer's market and pick this up. And
Yes,
go drive to this
go find
butcher
this.
shop.
In fact, I don't like. Sometimes those recipes are good for entertainment. They're entertaining,
Yeah.
but when I need to get a meal on the table, when I need to cook, I can't do all that. I want something quick and simple and delicious too. Though I want it to taste like I put everything into it,
Right.
but then I want you to let me kind of open up my cabinets and use what I got in my cabinets. So yeah, to me that's really, really important. That might not be, what most, I don't know how many people want to see it that way, but that's what I always try to do is to make it easy and simple.
So, and I think in our first video we were talking about. Did we talk about like what do you start your kitchen if you got a brand new place?
Right.
So on the subject of seasonings, because you have a ton of seasonings, and we have a note here for salt and pepper.
Okay. Do I use seasoning? Is that what you do? I use a lot of seasoning.
Yeah, do you use a lot of seasonings?
I do. But then I also have that usual hit list that I use in most everything.
Right.
But these cabinets here, right back here, these two, or whichever way that goes, those are full of spices. So I have
Exotic herbs.
all
seasonings.
kinds, every little stuff, all kinds of things. But you know what? I don't use all of them all the time. I use them. I use them sometimes for a change. But again, I don't recommend that you go out and do that, especially when you're just starting to build a kitchen, because you might not know how much you're going to cook. The way life is today, you may be an everyday cook, or you might be somebody who only cooks one time a week or one time a month.
Right.
So I would say get what you need as you need it, but you're gonna always need salt and pepper, and I think garlic, always. But what do I use? Yes, I do use all of my spices, and I probably am. I don't try to force other people to do it, but I'm probably use a lot of spices, because when I was coming up, we didn't have spices. When I was coming up, you had food. That was the biggie. You had food, and so how it was seasoned was with salt and pepper. And so of course they didn't listen to, they didn't even, you didn't have it to say, I don't like that on, how kids now, I don't like any mustard on mine, don't give me any onions on mine, don't give me, well, we didn't have any of that, but basically the only seasons we had was salt and pepper. So I remember when my grandmother found out about lemon and pepper. Honey, you would have thought she had found. She said, "Oh, I use a little lemon pepper, a little lemon." Or even when people, I was looking recently at an old episode of Andy Griffith. I don't know, y'all know Andy Griffith and Barney and all that. And Andy had to go to 3 different places that he was invited to, and he went to all 3 in one evening, and every one of them was serving spaghetti. But all of them said, "You're gonna love my spaghetti. It was so different. I got a new spice that I tried this all the way from Italy. It's called oregano." And they were saying, he's like, "Oh, okay." And he had to eat the spaghetti, but oregano was a new spice.
Right.
So really, most people did not have a lot of spices anyway. And if you were poor, it helped you not to have a lot of spices. And so, so we ate our stuff. Our food is always humble, very humble. And then our food was always very humble, and then we would just get salt and pepper. So as we began to discover other spices, oh my God, it just opened up such a avenue. And I think too, that's another thing that made me begin to love food and to love to cook. That you can get these spices and shake in a little bit of this, and shake in a little bit of that, and change the taste and have something.
It's like painting with 2 colors, and then you discover the whole palette of colors.
Whole palette. Yes, all different. Yes, it's like it absolutely opens up. Lets you be more creative, and it opens up a whole new world for you.
Right. Well,
did I answer that question completely?
I think so.
She wanted to know about about spices. Yes. So yes, I use all spices, and of course everything starts with salt and pepper. You gotta season your salt. A lot of questions that people ask me in the comments, like, "Oh, Meso, did you put too much salt in that, or is that salty? Is it salty?" No, I don't eat a lot of salt. As also one other misnomer is a lot of people think that I eat a lot of spicy, because a lot of things that I cook, I'll put few sprinkles of cayenne or a few sprinkles of pepper of some kind. But I never. Sometimes the stuff when you're doing it on video, it doesn't look the same as it does in person. Sometimes,
I agree with that.
Yeah, because it looks like you put a lot in. But I put cayenne or that kind of spice in a lot of dishes that I cook. But are our dishes hot?
No.
But never hot, never spicy. Because when you sometimes you just put a little bit of something in there, and it adds some intrigue, and it adds just another layer of flavor, and you're like, oh, that's good. So, but yeah, I don't necessarily like hot, spicy foods.
For me, in my kitchen, savior is those combination seasonings, like from McCormick. And they got the Monterey steak seasoning. They got chicken seasoning. Comes in a bottle. It's got everything in it. Just sprinkle it out. I got salt and everything. Because I found it so expensive to have to buy salt, like you're saying, salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, nutmeg, allspice, all this, all the seasonings and flavorings and lemon, all that. Hundreds of dollars.
You got a very good idea about that. I told you need to start a cooking channel. Now I never would have given that answer because to be honest, I didn't really know about that stuff because I'm so used to buying there are people that say well you use poultry seasoning, right? Poultry seasoning is kind of a combination. I use very few combination seasonings because I want to control how much is in there, and then that's just old school way of cooking. But yeah, I didn't even really know about those things.
And if you don't really know what you're doing, it's good because it's consistent. So if you made something that tastes really good, a steak or a piece of chicken, and you're like, man, that was really good, just use the same bottle.
And then
you get the same results.
That's cool. That's a better answer than I would have. So when people are starting up new cooking in the kitchen, starting up a new kitchen, a good idea would be to get some of the combination. And you say McCormick has them?
McCormick makes a lot of them, yeah.
I didn't know. I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that. See, that's a good thing too about sometimes being new in the kitchen because when you've been there so long, it's just stuff that you use. You don't even look at the other stuff. You don't even, you just use it the old school way. But I think that sounds great.
So, diversity. Are you a diverse person?
Am I a diverse person?
Do you discriminate against certain things? Let's be more specific. Food items. Not people.
Not people.
We're talking about food.
Diverse. Do I discriminate against certain food items? Maybe as we talk a little more, I can remember think of an occasion when I am.
Yeah.
I don't think so because if it's good and it makes good food, makes a good meal, I eat it.
So you give it a try?
I'll give anything. Oh, is that? But yeah. Now see, if you want to really get on my nerves, you give me one of those kind of people who I never had that before. Well, that's fine and great. You want to taste it? No. It looks brown. I can't taste it, or that kind of thing. Oh my God, because you're missing out on so much of life. Right. So yes, I will taste just about anything that don't taste me first.
Okay, so I got a list off of I think somebody posted this on Facebook. It's got a bunch of crazy foods. I guess most of these are probably going to be considered delicacies somewhere.
Okay.
So it says how
get my glasses off so I can listen really good.
how adventurous are you? And you get 1 point for every food that you have tried.
Okay, I think I'm adventurous, but let's see.
Okay, first anchovies.
Anchovies. Do I like them? Do I use them?
Have you tried them?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I like them. Anchovies on certain things and in certain things. So you can anchovies, but you can use anchovies in certain things, and it almost makes it taste nutty. It makes it taste a little, it's good. It's good in a lot of things. I don't want anchovies every day. I would only on my eggs or anything like that. But yeah, I like anchovies.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever.
Probably never had them.
I don't think I ever had an anchovy.
Yeah, some people put anchovies on their pizza, but I don't know about that. But yeah.
Duck.
Yes, of course I had duck. You had duck.
Duck's simple, yeah.
Yeah. Duck, I love duck, but I love duck because it's so fatty. Now, I'd really rather take a duck and do something else with it, like take a duck and cook it on the side for Thanksgiving and make my dressing from the duck, duck fat, and then go ahead and brown the duck and serve it as well. But yeah, I really like duck. You can eat it glazed. You can eat it. Now, I wish I could Peking duck. Where they blow the skin out from the... Yeah. Oh, God. Now that... I wish I could make that. I probably could, but I just never have taken the time to do that. But that's... Yeah, I like duck.
Liver.
I don't eat liver. I don't really eat liver. I don't really eat organ meats, period. But even before they started saying it's not a good idea to eat organ meats, I still never liked liver. I remember being a kid and being outside and playing, before you could really distinguish foods as a child. But I could know what smelled good. And I'd be outside playing. And this is in the summertime. And it's the last roundup before it's time to come in. And she's got dinner cooking. And I smell it. Like, I don't know what that is, but I can't wait to get in there and eat. Oh, my God. And it smells so good. And then you get in there and it's liver and biscuits and gravy. So my granddad and they were elated, but I'll be like, oh no. So I'd wind up eating biscuit and gravy. No liver for me.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
And there are all kinds of liver. What kind of liver do you eat? You eat chicken liver?
No, I mean
Beef liver?
chicken would be the best if I had to eat liver.
If I had to eat liver, it would be chicken.
Couldn't do beef.
Because here's what I do. KFC used to sell this. I don't know if they still do. What I would do is I'd go around the edges and just eat the crunchy, crispy part. But usually I say I like the smooth in the center, but I don't want the smooth in the center. I just would eat the edges and the real brown part. I'm not eating that center. I don't like liver.
Okay. Oysters.
Oh yeah, I love oysters.
Yeah, oysters.
Yes, I'll either eat oysters steamed or Rockefeller or
Raw. Half shell.
No, I don't eat raw oysters simply because I don't have time to be getting sick and trial and error and all that stuff. I don't have time to be dying.
It's a little dangerous.
It's a little dangerous because some people, I know people that have died from the restaurant here in the no, I won't eat them. I don't eat them raw because it's just too dangerous. Like I don't eat sushi anymore. I used to, eat sushi. The flash fried, I will still eat if it's flash fried. But the real sushi, the raw sushi, I don't eat that stuff because if you look at this is something that I've seen with my own eye with some sushi that came from Sam's, is that you look at that and what you think is this little white vein, just a little white, not really a vein, just a little white string of whatever that is that's holding it together. And on this particular piece of sushi, and we're just looking at it and like, wait a minute, did that move? Did that move? And then looking at it, you see this thing is really a little bitty worm and then moving. So, no ma'am.
That's
no sir.
disgusting.
No. Not in America. We don't have to do that. Put a little heat on it.
That's why we have fire.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let's see what else. What else is some good one? Oxtails. I know you love.
I love oxtails.
Oxtails,
Yes. I love oxtails. They're good. I think of them as being soul food and food that you really don't want to have a lot of. And I was having some problems a few years back, and I went to this really good acupuncturist, and she told me she told me, explained a lot about the medicine to me. Really nice young woman. She was a Chinese woman, and she told me, she said, after so many visits, she said, I want you to eat from larger animal. And I said, oh, is that bad? Should I not do that? Well, this is my rendition of how she spoke. I thought she was cute, very, very nice lady. She said, I want you to eat from large animal. Can you do that? Do you like big animal? And I said, well, yeah, what kind of animal? She said, I want you to eat the bone from big animals. And she said,
bone broth.
Well, at that time, this is back then, we even talked about bone broth. I don't think she said it, but she wanted me to eat, of all things, she asked me to eat oxtails. And that was the thing I didn't try to eat on a regular basis.
I'm sure you fought her about that.
I did. We had a big fight, and she won. And she said, "Is it?" Because she was like, "Is it okay? Would you eat big animal?" I said, "Like what?" She's like, "Would you eat? I want big bone. And would you eat oxtails?" I said, "Oh, well, absolutely. I like oxtails." So she told me to eat oxtails and I think maybe neck bones. And she said that. And it was because of a cartilage problem and some of the situation with arthritis and stuff for me. And she said, so I said, I guess I'm trying to get in more food. I said, well, what about like chicken? And
you're making suggestions.
and neck bones. And she's like,
right.
No. Big animal. Big animal. So, but then I hadn't eaten oxtails in years at that time. And then I did start back eating oxtails, like once or twice a year. But I love oxtails, yes.
Okay, I got one. Another one that I know you like, but frog legs.
Yeah. I like frog legs.
You ever made frog legs?
Yes. I think I got frog legs on my channel. I think I made frog legs, one of the things I made early on. Yeah. I like frog legs. Look, frog legs is a lot like, what does everybody say when you can't describe something? But truthfully,
chicken.
Frog legs are a lot like chicken. That meat is very white and it's very good. I like it. Now, again, if you're kind of squeamish or something, there might be some things about it you don't want to see because you can have those frog legs in the refrigerator and they have been dead for a day or whatever.
They hop out of the bowl.
But those frog legs will still be moving. You can see them move and they'll jerk and they'll jump. But it's just, it has something to do with when they die, they'll still the muscle spasms. I saw somebody on YouTube, and this has been a while back, but somebody, some years back, it was some type of fish, that's why I don't remember what kind it was. And the lady, her son brought the fish in and he had killed the fish. And the lady put the fish in the sink, and when she's running the water, that fish, she had a time with that fish. That fish jumped, and then her son come and her son got it, and they every time they thought they had the fish I guess re-killed or that fish jumped, and that was the funniest thing. Now she wasn't really scared of it, but she would get back when they would do it. But that fish was the hardest thing to die. I think that probably didn't get good and dead until you put it in that hot oil. But that's the way stuff like frog legs and a turtle. You ever had any turtle?
No, I have not.
Yeah, turtle. I would eat anything that my granddaddy ate. Anything I saw him eat it, I'm gonna eat it. And my granddaddy would eat turtle, and that's the same thing with that turtle. That turtle,
What color is turtle meat?
It's like light. It's light. It's not a dark meat. It's light, like pinkish whitish, not white, but pinkish. Like looking at a nice, pretty piece of what would be that color? But a nice, clean, pretty piece of meat, and but it does move. It does move, and so, but it's a good taste. And what does it taste like? Chicken.
Really?
Well, yeah. The best I can describe it, of course, it doesn't taste just like chicken.
Yeah.
Just like frogs don't. Frogs taste a little more seafoodish.
Right.
But the same turtle does is similar to chicken. I bet there's somebody I know. Oh, I'd like to hear from you. I know there's some of you out there that eat turtle. Probably still eat turtle. I would like to hear. I'd like a piece of it first of all. I'd like you to send me a little bit.
Fried?
But,
how do you do it? Fried?
Fried. I've only had it fried. Now I don't know. Oh, there is like a turtle stew. But I've never had it.
Oh, right, turtle soup. I heard that.
I've never had that. But I'll try it. But yeah, but fried turtle, that would be very interesting. I would just love for somebody. Hey, but if any of you all do cook turtle, if you can send me some, I think on this is why I was trying to do that. I think on Facebook, can they upload pictures to me on Facebook?
I believe so. Yeah.
If you cook turtle and you got pictures or video or something like that, send me an email. mesomakingit@gmail.com. Send me an email, but also see if you can load it up on my Facebook page, Meso Making It. Is that my Facebook page?
Yep.
On Facebook, I'm Meso Making It.
Yep.
Yeah. I would love to see that. Or if some of you have other ways that you cook it, I would love to see that. I hadn't seen any turtle in years. I would love to see it. Well, I haven't seen any turtle on a plate. We have turtle right back there as a pet, but but I haven't seen any turtle on a plate.
I don't know.
Would you taste it? Would you eat it?
Yeah, I would taste it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect much, but I would taste it.
Oh,
I think it would feel like it would taste like dirt. Turtles live in mud.
Mm-hmm. Now, to me, catfish tastes like dirt. Catfish.
Oh. Yeah.
I like it when I can eat. I love it when it's whole because I love to eat fish from the bone.
Right.
That's one of the common, easy fish that you can find on the bone. But it tastes a little bit like dirt to me. It's not one of my favorite tasting fish. But I don't remember it tasting. I just remember it really tasting more like chicken.
Yeah.
More of that caliber, like chicken. But
since we were talking about reptiles, what about gator?
I've had some gator before. I've had gator before. It's about the same thing, similar to chicken. but actually, I have had some gator before, and I guess if I had to stay near close, it probably would be something kind of a seafoodish type, chicken type stuff. But I never cooked or prepared any gator. Now, where I had gator at is some restaurant in Louisiana, or there's a restaurant in Atlanta that sold gator.
I've had a gator po' boy before.
Something like, where was it at?
I forgot where it was at.
It wasn't Papacitos, was it? Not Papacitos.
I don't think it was. Well, it could have been, actually.
Somebody with a Louisiana. I can't remember. Yeah, but I've tasted it a couple of times. I don't have any problem with it. Now, it's not something I want to eat every week, but I don't have any problem with it.
Well, last one I saw that was interesting here was octopus.
On there?
Yeah.
Did I eat octopus? I've had octopus, of course.
Ones.
Of course, because if you've had, what is it? Calamari. Calamari is
squid, though.
Squid, right? It's squid. But I've had octopus, but the way that I've had it, I don't know that I've had it at its best. I've had octopus like in a stew with some other seafoods, and I don't know of eating just any fried or any kind of way like that. So I think in that stew is the only way that I've had octopus, and of course I've had squid. And I don't like squid all the time if it's not tender.
Yeah.
But if it's very tender, then I like it. But if it's like a piece of rubber, I don't want you on that. but yeah. What is that? All the questions? Run through them real fast. I'll probably go quicker.
All right. So some of the stuff I haven't heard of. So of course they said raw fish sushi. We talked about that. Sardines. What's the difference between a sardine and an anchovy? Very similar, right?
Very similar. Yeah, yes, very similar.
Pig ears.
Oh yeah. But I don't. Do I? You mean do I like them?
Yeah. Oh, you
They're
had
not
pig ears?
Yeah, I've had pig ears. I think I made pig ears on the channel.
You got everything on.
I think so. But I pig ears. A quick thing on pig ears. They're not one of my favorites because what I don't like. Pig ears have those big veins running through them.
Oh,
so
I've had pig ears.
Yeah.
I just realized I had pig ears. I was at there's a restaurant downtown called Piju Belly. Which I think Piju is like means pig, I believe, in like some language, South American language. But anyway, they as an appetizer they give you these pig ears and they're like chips. They're like deep fried, and then you dip them in a sauce. The sauce is like a ginger sweet sauce.
Yeah. Now, didn't we have? Or were we all together? Didn't we have pig ears at that place called Purple Rain, or you remember up off of Pleasant Hill?
I remember the place you're talking about.
And the restaurant was real purple lights and stuff in there. I want to say they had a fried pig ear, or I can't, but whatever it was, theirs really wasn't good. It really wasn't good.
Snails.
I've never eaten any snails. I don't plan to.
That's something else that can kill you if it's not right.
I would assume so. You know what? I'm probably going to be a little bit not so diverse when it comes to that.
I don't eat bugs. I'm not eating bugs.
I ain't eating that. I wouldn't eat it.
Even like chocolate covered ants. I'm not eating bugs. What's the point? And I hear good things about chocolate.
I don't want to like them. It's the thing you don't really want to like. But if I was somewhere and they were serving them, then I would, and I respected my host, that they were, I would taste it. I'd taste anything, but I don't think I would eat it, no. Okay. I would even taste a grasshopper. I would taste it, but I wouldn't eat it. I mean, taste will do me.
Squirrel?
Yeah, I've had squirrel.
Tofu?
Tofu I don't like, but I've had tofu. I can't find a good use for tofu, but yes.
Spam?
Yes, spam in many ways.
Durian? Never had one.
What is that called?
A durian? I think it's that big, that big fruit with kind of like the spiky outside.
I think they
people use it as like a substitute for meat sometimes.
It's called lots of breadfruit or something, or ugly fruit or something. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't think that I have even ever had any of that. I know I haven't prepared any. I don't think I've ever had any. I know exactly what but it's a big thing too.
Yeah, and I've heard of people who are vegans using it as like a meat in certain dishes. They use it to substitute for meat.
Yeah, if you're a vegan, it might come in handy.
It's a hearty texture.
That might be. I might look into that a little bit. I don't know.
Quail eggs.
I've had quail. But I'm not a huge egg person, so I've not had the quail eggs. But I've had quail before. I got quail I got quail on this channel.
Rattlesnake.
No. No.
Brains.
Yes.
You've eaten brains? Oh, I'm done. We're done. We're done.
I have.
Oh my God.
I have.
Explain yourself.
Every time, so when I was little, my grandparents were alive, and so they would kill hogs, and you'd have a hog killing time, so you could have meat for the rest of the winter, the year. And so he had a smokehouse and all this kind of stuff. So now.
So you're gonna blame it on you? Okay, go ahead.
No, well, he's the one that did it. Now again, remember, I think I probably told you this before, that actually we didn't eat pork, but we had hogs, and so when he killed the hogs, most of it he would sell the meat from the hog.
Okay.
So nobody in the family, my grandmom really didn't feed us pork. She definitely didn't eat pork. So I hadn't had a lot of pork. So probably a little pork we might get, like a pork chop, something like that, some ham. I never had that. Even though we had those hogs, but I never had that. What she would give us, and I shouldn't have used ham like that, a ham on the table to eat. But what she would give us is sometimes she would make little bitty chips or slices of ham in the morning, and she would give him the bigger pieces of ham. And so for me and for my uncle, we would have just little pieces of ham like this. But the funny thing about it, I didn't like it. I didn't have an appetite for it because we never ate it.
Right.
So I didn't like it. But on hog killing day, so they're gonna eat every part. They're gonna eat everything on a pig. They're gonna eat everything on a hog except the oink. Everything else is gonna be eaten. The hog tails, everything is gonna be eaten. So my granddaddy would eat the brains. And so what he would do, I remember it so good. They would put the brains would be in a cup. They'd hold the brains in a cup. Because the next morning, so they'd work all day long on killing these hogs. The next morning, then they'd get up and my grandmother would cook eggs. Well, she probably put the brains in the pan first, because I was little. But she put the brains in there, and then you scramble your egg in there with it. And my granddaddy would have toast and scrambled brains and eggs. So anything my granddaddy, he was my hero. Anything he ate, I'm gonna eat. So I wouldn't really say eat. Let's just say taste it. And you think it sounds bad? They didn't look good in that cup either.
No, I'm sure you didn't. Yeah.
They didn't look good. And also, he would eat the mountain oysters too.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Mm-hmm. I know what that is.
Y'all know what that is? They don't come from the mountain, but that's the big parts of the hog. But he would eat those too. Now I don't remember. Now let me say, I have never had that. I don't guess. I don't remember if I did. Maybe I probably did taste it if he was eating it, but I don't remember ever having it. But my grandmother knew how to make every part of the hog, how to cook it for me. He would eat it. But yeah. But brains, I don't want to ever hear anything like that.
Yeah.
And you remember that people get that mad cow or something, that comes from the brain of a cow, right?
Right.
So I would think any kind of, like they say, any kind of organ meat is not really good to eat.
Well, you can't feed brains. You can't feed livestock brains to other livestock.
To other livestock. Well, what about to people?
It doesn't. It's interspecies. So like if you're, that's what made. I've heard stories of cannibals who ate human brains and they went crazy. They lost their minds.
And they went crazy.
Yeah. You can't consume brain material of your own species. There's a reason. I read up by it, and I can't remember all the reasons, but it has something to do with your body receives that brain material in your stomach, and it starts trying to it confuses your immune system.
It's gonna be real easy for me to follow that. I wouldn't cross it. I wouldn't cross it. I wouldn't cross that line. It's gonna be real easy.
Chicken feet.
Yeah, of course.
What is there to eat on chicken foot?
It's just gristly, and of course you take the yellow that you see, and you peel all that off, and so then you're left with that white pinkish little bit of skin.
Seems like
so it's just something. It's very much a waste of time. There's nothing on there, but I tell you what, when you got big families, you grab your foot. You're gonna now coming up again. They were not as poor as they had used to be. By the time I came along, they were still poor, but not as bad as they had been. But before I came along, then my granddad had 11 children, and so my granddaddy, he would eat all the peripheral parts, all the hang-on stuff. He didn't eat it. So then that's how he would wind up getting the gizzards and the livers and the everything in that chicken. My granddad would get one piece of chicken, and then he would get all the stuff on the edges,
right.
So he would get the gizzards and all that kind of stuff. She would cook every part of that chicken, and then she'd cook the feet, and he'd have the 2 feet. There's a little soft ball on the bottom of the foot, a little fatty ball. But she would fry them for him, and he'd eat them, and she would chop the ends of them off so you wouldn't have those nails hanging there. So she'd chop them off and fry those, and he would eat those. So he'd get the 2 feet and the gizzards and the livers and the heart and all that stuff. So to make him have a little more than everybody else, and then the kids would get a piece of chicken. So that one chicken had to stretch out to all those people. And my grandmother, as women will always do, she'd wind up eating just that little upper back that people usually throw away, where the neck runs right down to. That would be her piece. She would wind up eating that. But she'd eaten it so long. By the time I came along, she kind of preferred that piece. She just kept eating it, But it wasn't that bad when I came along, but they have still fried chicken feet, and I have tasted them. But as far I've never had to live on eating them.
Blue cheese.
Oh yes, I love
Everybody
blue cheese.
does.
Everybody. I don't consider that to be.
Why is it on this list? Yeah.
I don't know. What's the other cheese though that tastes just like blue
Feta?
cheese, but it
kind of like.
Not feta. It's similar, but not feta. But the one that has the pretty blue lines, and if you're gorgonzola cheese, which is like blue cheese, but it's for the more wealthy. So I guess us regular people we eat blue cheese, but the high and stepping people, they would have a little bit of pear with a little bit of gorgonzola cheese on the side.
For the pear?
And just maybe just a drizzle of balsamic vinegar
That
over
sounds
that.
good.
Yeah, it was different. It's good and different, and you're real kind of high class and kind of bougie when you eat that. But I don't know anybody that eats that. Well, I do. I remember one time when you remember when Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown had the show, back when they had their show, and they went into a restaurant. He didn't, but they went into a restaurant. She's like, I don't feel like eating, and then she's like, oh well, do you have some maybe give me some fruit and maybe give me some gorgonzola cheese with it. She asked for that.
Let's run through these. We got rabbit.
Yes. I would eat rabbit. I'd eat it again if I had somebody to.
Yeah, I'd eat a rabbit. Kimchi. Yes.
I eat kimchi all the time. I love kimchi. Kimchi and ramen noodles together. Yeah.
Clams.
Yeah, oh yeah. Clams all the
Simple,
time.
yeah. I've never even seen one of these, but one of those century eggs. You seen those? Those eggs are black, and they do something to them. They say it's 100-year-old egg.
Yeah, 100 is what they call it, 100-year-old egg. Now, I've never had that. They say if you get if you get a whiff of that, you're not gonna hardly be eating it. They say that thing stinks, but no, I have never seen one. And that's probably this. Then I would probably discriminate again. I probably just would not even. I wouldn't even bother to taste that.
Foie gras.
Foie gras. Foie gras. I have tasted. I don't like.
It's liver.
It's the duck liver, and it's very, very, extremely fatty. Extremely fatty. So, but I don't know how to prepare it. But they
immoral. Go ahead.
Immoral.
Yeah, they force feed those ducks.
Yeah, to make them. Yeah. That's not too impressive to me either. I don't want it. But you can take it and you can make some, I guess, like pate, and you put it on stuff. But that's for the high and wealthy too, who don't have to think about it and they don't have to prepare it. But I wouldn't eat it.
Torture just makes things taste a little better sometimes.
Sometimes, you really get you are really, really rich when you're able to torture an animal.
Torture your food before you eat it.
I don't mean that. Okay.
Scallops. That's not
it. Yeah, I eat scallops.
Venison. Deer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Much venison. Grew up with a lot of venison. Yes. Yeah.
And last, eels.
Ooh, I've never had eel, and that's the thing I would not eat. I don't eat an eel.
Yeah.
If I was gonna eat anything of that looks like that, it would just be a snake, rattlesnake or something like that, and I don't really want to eat that. But eels, no.
I've never seen eel outside of a Japanese sushi type of restaurant.
Oh, when they have the eel sauce and that type of stuff. Well,
and sushi, they'll sell eel. Sushi.
Yeah, I haven't had the eel with the sushi, but do you eat this? You still eat sushi?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that you still eat it.
Occasionally.
Do you eat it raw?
Sometimes.
I can't believe you eat that raw.
Occasionally. I need a lot of what's the green stuff called?
The seaweed, the sea moss.
No, the really spicy stuff.
Oh, the I was gonna say arobi. The greens, the kind of wasabi. Yeah, that's why I was gonna say Nairobi. But yeah, they will blow the top of your head off. But I love it. Yeah, I like that, and I like the ginger. Of course, I like the ginger there on that too. But not the only time I eat sushi is which makes you lose the whole idea. But it's got to be flash fried.
Flash fried.
So you got to give me a little heat on it.
Too.
I can't. I don't want to do it without it because we have to be careful. There's so many parasites that you have in the human body that you don't even realize that we have parasites. Now, I haven't done this in a couple of years, but that I always did a yearly cleanse, needed or not. Every the beginning of every year I do a cleanse, and so you do a cleanse, and then then we'll talk because you'll see then just about everybody you're going to pass something odd looking from your body. It could be flukes or what other kind, because we have animals and pets that get in our bed and all kinds of stuff. We just we are exposed to parasites, and we have them. So I used to do the cleanse I just hadn't done it in a couple of years. I need one right now.
Yeah.
Do it every year. Did you have another question?
No, that's all the questions.
That's all the questions. How long have we been on here?
Oh, right at an hour, it looks like.
Right at an hour. When are we going to go live? I can't believe I'm saying that.
I think you ready for a live? I think next time we should do a live.
But tell me again. Y'all tell me, because a lot of you all probably, I know you know a lot more than I do, maybe not more than you. But how can we do? I would like to do a live, but I would like for people to be able to call in. And the reason I say that, I see some people do have people to call in, but the reason I say that, if you're here, you can help. But when I have seen people that are doing live and they're chatting, they're writing, honey, I can't keep up with that.
Yeah.
I just be like, oh, I cannot keep up with it. So I know that if not that mine would be that busy at first, I probably wouldn't have that many people. I probably could keep up with it very well in the beginning. But I don't know. I want to be able to see what everybody's saying, and I don't know that I could really keep up with that.
We got a few options here we can look at and see the best ways to do that.
Yeah, exactly. So I would like to do that. Let's see what happened since we talked last. My childhood friend that I have since we were like 7 or 8 years old, we've been friends ever since. And her mother passed. My mother has been gone for many, many years, but her mother passed, and she was 101. So she passed, and That's just a era, just a whole part of my life that passed away. But she passed, and she's lived a very, very healthy life. And then talking about the kind of foods that you stay away from, she maybe stopped cooking maybe a few years ago. She stopped cooking, and then my friend, her daughter, always cooked for her. But right up until when she cooked, she'd eat anything that she wanted. And she didn't eat it every day, but she would eat anything that she wanted. She ate all of her life. She ate pig feet and neck bones and any type of thing like that she wanted. But she didn't eat it every day, of course, because she ate all kind of, ate other foods. But she ate every kind of food that she wanted, and she would still eat the pig feet and stuff like that. So I say that to say it won't kill you. But I think today is that we have that kind of bad food that's along with everything else that's bad, and then that might kill you. But she ate anything that she wanted, and she had enjoyed good health and didn't have any high blood pressure or nothing like that, and she just lived. She would, every year her birthday, she would dance. So I'm gonna really miss her. Just want to say, miss you, Mom B, and gonna really miss her. It's a big part of my life. But I love her, and I'm going to miss her. I think that's about all that has happened in our life, in my life since we talked last. Y'all get drop down in the comments and let me know what's been going on with y'all. Let me know how you all are doing. What you think about the? We're looking good in the area of the I always say when I get to this part, because at one time if you were saying the word COVID, a lot of times they were canceling your videos and pulling your videos down and that kind of stuff. So that word was a trigger. I don't know if I don't really think that's going on right now, but just in case, I'm going to spell it. So what do you think about the COVID number 19, or where are we at? Do you think it's better? You think things are looking up? Are we out of the woods?
Not out of the woods, but I would say by the end of this year, I don't think we're gonna head back to where we come from. Let's say that. But we've come from a bad place. So
I hope that we don't head back to where we come from. I hope we continue things continue to look up. I really hope it does. Of course, I don't know. A lot of people don't want to admit it. They want to say, "Oh, it just never was that bad." But I know the mask wearing.
I wear mine.
Still wear it. Still wear it. Because one thing I like about the mask though, even before the big one, before you had this big thing, they say now even just colds are better. Not so many people have as many colds, not have as many of the regular flus, and that kind of stuff. And so I think we've done this for a while. That now we kind of get maybe where we don't want people that close up on us in our personal space. And I don't know about that because I'm a hugger and a toucher, and I like to be my real thing is that I like to be close to people and whispering and up in their. But I don't know with COVID now. How is that going to be since that, but I think we're doing good though. We are doing. I hope we can get back to normal and everything we can just move around like we used to.
Well, this whole situation for me, I'm already kind of a borderline introvert, so this fell right in my lap as like a great opportunity to wear a mask.
You said you like wearing a mask.
Shut indoors, avoid people.
I didn't know. You know what? I didn't know that you were an introvert until maybe a couple of years ago. I didn't know that you would classify yourself as an introvert. I have
introvert tendencies. I don't always operate as an introvert, but yeah.
Yeah, I never seen you operate as an introvert.
I saw a post on Facebook. It was like during the lockdown. It was like when you realized that you were already living. When you realized you were already living a lockdown lifestyle.
So you think it's not much difference for you?
No, like I said, it wasn't painful. Like how some of these people are just like acting like, oh my God, I got to get back out and do stuff. It's like, why? Like,
the goers.
Yeah. You had to, yeah.
I didn't know that you were an introvert. But I think you're maybe if you could identify yourself as an introvert, you're very well disguised because when called upon, or you have to do things with people, of course. So it's not paralyzing to you because you are, to me, very good with people and a very even person with a very even temperament. And so that's always a plus when you're talking about dealing with people because you can't get as far as you'd like to if you're a wild hair.
Oh, yeah.
So I would never know that you are and would classify yourself as an introvert. Am I an introvert?
No. I mean, I think, like I said, that's why I said introvert. Tendencies. Because I like people in some doses, and I also like being having quiet time
Oh,
to listen
yeah.
to myself. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
appreciate
So you
both.
hear yourself think, oh yeah, absolutely. And I think no matter what you are. I was listening to somebody who was he was this he was a I told you about that guy. He was a sociopath or
Why you compare? What made you
no no
think
no no no
this? How did I?
no not you.
How did I make you think of that?
No, we're through. That's a good subject. What I was thinking that is that when you are, I think sometimes we are a little bit of everything. Like when we try to just describe ourselves as one thing.
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm not. I'm not just one thing. And so I think we are all a little bit of everything. So the reason I said the sociopath part is that I was listening to this young man who was only 29 years old, and he was a sociopath, and he was able to talk about this because he had so much therapy and treatment and that kind of stuff, and he understood himself. But the stuff that he was saying that he does, and he was talking about how he preys upon people and how he, so his was to the extreme, of course. But what he was saying was to the extreme. But some of the stuff he's saying, I was like, well, there's a lot of people that do, there's a lot of people that do that kind of stuff, or it's a lot of people that because I know the main thing that he said is that he only befriends and keeps in his life if you're blood related to him or just a friend. He only keeps in people in his life that can do something for him. So then I was thinking to myself, because a guy interviewed him said that he said, well, that's when you hear somebody say that sounds really bad. It sounds bad.
Yeah.
He said, but basically all of us keep people in our life that for some reason that means something to us or that we benefit from having them in our lives. So had nothing with. So when I looked at that video with this guy talking, this is what I thought about then. Is he over scrutinizing himself? But I guess not, because he's had years of therapy and he's done things that have kind of got him into trouble, but not big trouble. His thing was like just lying to people, so much lying and that kind. Nobody could really trust him, lying to girls and that kind of stuff. But my thing is, I'm like the guy that was interviewing him. Most people, everybody has a little bit of that in them, or could be more of that. It's just your own reasoning and your own parameters that you have set up for yourself.
Right.
Where you say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to lie here. I'm not going to take advantage of this situation and this person. So I think it just maybe everybody kind of maybe has an opportunity to be that. But most of us, thankfully, just make a little bit better choices and we decide not to do that.
Yep.
Not to do. Okay, I don't have anything else. Let's see. Nothing. I don't have anything else. I am on to my. I don't know how to release this. I guess I'm going to release this tonight. I got another video, a cooking video coming out Sunday. What's the day? Sunday or Monday. I don't know. Had you all rather know what days? Because I hear a lot of people say you should choose some days that you're going to release your video on, and do that on those days that your people that want to watch you will be expecting that video. I don't know. Is that really true? Would you all rather know what day that I am going to release videos? And if you do know, if there's a date, in the comments, tell me that. Look, y'all just leave me some comments because I love reading those comments. I have a ball reading those comments. And a lot of times I'm reading them very late at night when I'm very sleepy, but I get a lot of good chuckles and a lot of good laughs from my comments. I love the comments. So, but if you do have a day that you prefer, a time of day that you prefer, save me some research. Just let me know what days you like your videos released, or you'd like to see your videos released for me, and what time. I'm gonna name my loyal supporters.
Oh yeah.
I think I should.
Yeah. I think so.
I don't know a name. I think I should. Just like everybody has a name of their people that support them, and I told you last week, I got some great people I want to name. Give me some ideas in the comments about that too. I had a name. I shared it with you earlier. I can't remember what it was now. Yeah, this is how I roll all the time. I can't remember because a lot of stuff I have it right on the tip of my tongue, and then if I say a sentence in between, then I'll forget. But there was a name. Can you remember? I said Meso's Kitchen Crew.
That was one of them.
Kitchen Crew. I think it was that.
Kitchen Crew. Yeah.
Kitchen Crew, and then something else. But anyway, I think that's cute. And I want to do so. Y'all, anybody, if y'all got any good names, some people are just so good at naming things. So good at naming things.
Oh, yeah.
They can come up with quick, cute names, and I am not. I can't. It's hard for me to come up with passwords, names for pets, that anything. It's just
Right.
hard for me. I'm not good at. I don't feel I'm good at that. But some people just can come up with the best name in a few seconds. Oh, damn it! That. So any of you all that are like that, drop it down in the comments. I appreciate you so much for watching. I appreciate you for giving us this time. I don't take that lightly because you got 1,000,001 things you could be doing. But I thank you that you would take your time to watch us. Hey, I want to share with you, I probably did the other time, but I want to share with you that now I am on a lot of other platforms like that I wasn't on before. I'm new to these platforms, so y'all help me out. I'm on Instagram now, Meso Making It. I am on TikTok, Meso Making It. I'm on Facebook, Meso Making It, and on Pinterest, Meso Making It. So my Pinterest is not set up completely like I would like for it to be, but like it will be in a few weeks. But I'm there, and I'm new there, and I'd appreciate it if a lot of you all, some of you all, would just go over and support me, go over and follow me, and give me some support. And I'm going to be using that Instagram. I'm expecting to just have a good time with it because I'm going to be using it for posting a lot of photos and pictures of family and things that we're doing and things that are going on. And so, and on Facebook, I'm posting, just like whatever I feel that day. And so, but y'all support me, give me ideas, and come over and give me a follow. I really appreciate it.
Yep.
Okay.
So, thanks for watching. Cook Talk number 2. We should have said that in the beginning.
Oh, we should have said this is Cook Talk. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right, y'all. Thank you. Have a good night. Have a blessed, and safe weekend. I hope your 4th of July is dynamic. I hope it's great. But be safe. Whatever you do, be safe. All right. Bye-bye.